What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bofina1 bringing you guys in another YouTube video, and today I'm going to do a different kind of video. I haven't done a reaction video in a very long time. And for those of you who don't know, there is been a big thing, going on with the whole, YouTube apocalypse thing, and people are losing money and blah 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 blah, this and that. So without further ado, I'd like to watch Boogie2988, his video about the whole, like, what does he think about it. I always listen to his opinions because I always feel like he gives a very good, kind of unbiased opinion on it. He looks at it from both sides of the spectrum. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And if you guys have been watching YouTube lately, you probably heard some of your favorite creators talking about this YouTube adpocalypse. So today, I want to talk a little bit about how it's affecting the entire website, how it's affecting me, how it's affecting some of your favorite creators like H3H3, and just what it's going to mean for YouTube in general. And as usual, I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as humanly possible here, but just know this is definitely going to affect people that I watch every day, and even more importantly to me, it is going to affect me, specifically my Francis videos, which is very frustrating. So if you wanted to hear me talk about that, stick around at the end of the video when we get to my opinion. So I'm pretty sure most of you are fairly well informed up to this point, but let me give you a general recap of what has happened here. So YouTube has always been an ad-driven website. Well, basically since Google got involved, and the reason Google bought the website at all was so that they could use it and integrate it to their AdSense program so that they could have advertisements appear alongside, on top of, maybe even during videos. And this is how YouTube has made its money. It hasn't really made a lot of money. In fact, it's broken even for the most part. But that's how YouTubers like me have made our money and how YouTube has stayed afloat. And when AdSense was integrated with YouTube, they did not really care about the type of content you were creating. As long as it fit YouTube's community guidelines, they would put advertisers on top of it. And even then, sometimes if it was a little bit extreme, it would still get by. In fact, generally they would only pull advertisers whenever it was flagged as mature or flagged as offensive by the community. But otherwise, most of the time, you would get advertisements on the majority of videos, especially those that weren't particularly offensive, maybe a little edgy.
Yeah, that's pretty true. There was ads basically on any kind of video.
But for the most part, they didn't do a lot of policing. But about 2 years ago, I think YouTube saw the winds of change coming, and they decided to change with it. So they started putting changes.
They had no choice.
Place, whether it's YouTube community changes or programs that would help them police YouTube, all in an effort to try to keep offensive content from getting monetized, and advertisers deciding to pull out because of that. And a lot of people blame this on social justice warriors and social justice and how everybody's easily triggered and offended these days. And I think that
is something that does happen a lot within, I feel like, in general, the online community. Everyone gets so offended by stuff nowadays. Like, people I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was online and I had a whole bunch of people following me, I guess I may be a little more sensitive about certain things, but I mean, I was known. Like, I'm online now, but actually being, super known, I guess. But I don't know. I just think people they just make a big deal out of nothing, So I don't know.
It does play a small role in it, but I think really all you have to do is follow the money and realize the money will show you what the truth is. All of this comes down to one thing.
It's all about the money, baby.
Advertisers' confidence. The people paying for the advertisements need to feel confident that their money is being spent effectively. And if you talk to somebody who's produced for Hollywood and also produced for YouTube, they will tell you something very interesting. For every dollar that's spent on YouTube, for the exact same amount of ad time to show the exact same amount of advertisement, they might spend $5 or $10 or even more to show that same advertisement on a television program. I think
did not know that.
Originally started all of these plans to try to make advertisers feel more confident about who they're advertising with and how they're advertising. I think that might have been the goal all along, even with multi-channel networks and things along that lines. Only now, with all these different controversies that have come up, we've eroded that advertisers' confidence so bad that they've actually pulled out of YouTube. Some have even pulled out of AdSense. And over the last few weeks, we have seen
ads are pulling
YouTube
out
make
left
some
and right,
drastic changes trying to get those advertiser dollars back. So if you've been paying attention over the last month or so, or really the last few months, we've seen the non-advertiser friendly option, where they will check a box for a video and let you know that that video is not advertiser friendly and it was an all or nothing system. Absolutely no way will you see advertisements on this video. It is not advertiser friendly. And that was very frustrating because obviously if you work your heart out and make a 10-minute video, which can often take hours or days or even months to put together,
it's true.
It's flagged as non-advertiser friendly. That can get you in a very frustrating situation.
Yeah, that actually happened to me like a couple days ago when I put out the announcement for my Q&A video. It got flagged as non-advertiser friendly. I had sent like a request saying for them to like watch it before like monetizing it, and they approved it, but it was just a mere fact of now like YouTube sometimes is also demonetizing videos that don't even, I feel like, need to be demonetized. So I don't know what's going on right now with YouTube, and like what are they looking at, you know? I think they probably just, I don't know, they need, I mean, they can't get like a bot, and I mean, they can't get all these people, like real people in a sense, to do this. But I don't know.
Having spent a lot of money producing that content, and along with these changes over the last 6 months, it seems like they have definitely moved the marker of what they consider to be advertiser friendly and non-advertiser friendly. When YouTube was the Wild West way back in 2008 and 2009,
Wild
pretty much
West.
any video was advertiser friendly. In the last couple of years, though, it can be even some of the very minor issues, talking about social issues or religion or things along that lines. They're definitely pulling back on what they consider to be advertiser friendly. And you can be upset with YouTube for doing that, but I don't think that they are doing that to try to police the website. I don't think they were trying to do that to shut certain channels down. I think they're just trying to respond to what advertisers want. It's all about.
Well, I was just about to say, I think all about the money. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to do with what's going to provide them income, and that's what people fail to realize. And I think that's what like some other YouTubers that are more maybe business savvy have been saying, like clean up your content, clean up some of the stuff you do. I know it sucks because in a sense, you know, you do YouTube because you want to be yourself. That's the whole point of YouTube, being you, being yourself. But once YouTube became a way for people to make money, and you know, they advertise and stuff, there's like rules, there's clause to stuff. So it's, you could still make the videos that you want to make, but just don't expect to necessarily get paid for every single video that you make, especially if it's edgy or controversial.
About following the money. Now, if your reaction is that's awful hypocritical of those advertisers to not want to advertise on a YouTube video of your favorite creator because he happens to swear or maybe talks about something that's unpopular, but then when you turn on the news, they advertise on the news, they advertise on The Walking Dead, they advertise on the Amy Schumer show where she talks about her vagina. Why are they willing to advertise there and not here? That's hypocritical. And I agree 100%. That is absurdly hypocritical, but this seems to be how they want it. But if we're following the money, we can probably realize that it has very little to do with the type of content they're advertising on and much more to do with driving down the price that they have to spend to advertise here. I honestly think that's it. Follow the money. And this leads us to the latest development here with YouTube. And to me, it seems like
it's always been about
between YouTubers and advertisers, YouTube trying to be the middleman. Rather than flagging a video as non-advertiser friendly, they're now marking them as advertiser friendly and trying to put as many advertisements on it as they possibly can, giving tools to the advertiser to choose what type of content they want their ads to appear on. So if you take a look at this tweet by Ethan, you can see a screenshot of what advertisers will see when they run an ad on YouTube now. They can either choose to appear on all content or all content except mature and unlabeled content, which is how it used to be for a really long time, or all content except mature, unlabeled, and sensitive topics.
Wow.
And of course, there's even a customized option. And under the custom options, you can choose tragedy and conflict, sensitive social issues, even sexually suggestive content, sensational,
that's most people,
content,
profanity.
and of course, profanity and rough language.
Which most people
what's
curse on
do to
YouTube.
those Francis videos, by the way. And this sounds like a fairly decent compromise in theory, but in practice, it has a lot of downsides.
Yeah.
Specifically, this effectively gets rid of a lot of different types of channels here on YouTube that people really enjoy. And if you're wanting to create a gun show video or a self-defense video or a channel dedicated to that kind of stuff,
it's mature,
exploding stuff, or talking about the news, or even doing
controversial news
humor, you've effectively been fired from the website. You were going to earn a fraction of what you used to be able to earn from this, which for a lot of people was just barely enough to find time to do it as a hobby, and in a few rare cases, able to find it enough to do it as a full-time job.
Right.
And for some of the established creators that you watch every day, this effectively fires them. Your Filthy Franks and your iDubbbz and your Max Mofos and your How-To Basics, even your H3H3s, these are people who effectively have been told, we're not going to pay you for the type of content you produce. or at least the advertisers are choosing that. I don't think YouTube's choosing that. YouTube's giving them the option, but advertisers are definitely choosing to not advertise on those videos. And what's even more frustrating about this is YouTube is not being very open about how this stuff is being determined. They have said they are hiring some physical people to actually look at videos, but I think most of this stuff is going to be kicked out by an algorithm, and there's no telling how that
it's going to be a bot.
Works.
All this stuff
is a bot. We don't know if it looks at individual videos. We don't know if certain channels have been flagged as untrustworthy. We really don't know how this happens. And when you talk to people like Philip DeFranco and H3H3, you're saying that their videos are not flagged as non-advertiser friendly right now, but there's certainly no advertisers appearing on top of them. One has to wonder, is somebody just watching these high-tier YouTubers and checking them off individual by video, or whether or not their channel is just in some sort of shit-tier system where they have to prove themselves and prove each individual video as to whether or not it's safe to advertise on. I honestly don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say they flag entire channels. And this even puts YouTubers like me into a very sticky situation, because even though the majority of my content is family friendly, I do those Francis videos. And I can tell you, based on our
the
Easter
Francis videos,
video,
they're not advertiser friendly.
Of what we used to earn off of Francis videos, because I genuinely believe advertisers are avoiding it, and those videos are getting flagged due to profanity and other things. And because YouTube isn't telling me how this works, there's no way for me to tell whether a Francis video has been flagged or not. I don't know if advertisers are appearing on it, and if they aren't, why? All I can see really is the bottom line. This leaves me scratching my head.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to stop it right there. But yeah, I mean, this is the whole YouTube adpocalypse. You know, YouTubers basically not being able to, you know, make money in a sense, or as much money in a sense on YouTube is going to affect them. It's, you know, a lot of people that used to do YouTube full-time or that are maybe on the border of doing YouTube part-time, you know, going to full-time, or, you know, they left their job to do YouTube full-time. Now they're not going to make as much money. So it's putting a lot of people kind of sticky situation. For me, it's not really a big deal since, you know, I don't make any money off of YouTube to begin with. I'm just a smaller YouTuber like many other people. But in a sense, I think it kind of does make it harder, because if you are a smaller YouTuber and you are starting out, if you do have a certain kind of channel, although you may not be making money off of right now, you might have to almost revamp your channel. Now, although it's easier for a smaller YouTuber to revamp their channel than a bigger YouTuber, but still it kind of sucks, because if you've been making, let's say, I don't know, you've been on YouTube for years and maybe you've gotten to 20,000 subscribers and you've really grinded hard on this type of content, this type of channel, now you have to basically start over, you know. So it's just unfortunate, basically. I think all around, my content is not too bad. I haven't had any issues with, you know, my videos, but I know quite a few people that have. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole YouTube adpocalypse? Do you think it's, you know, crazy? Do you think a lot of YouTubers just complaining about it? Do you think it's just maybe they're just being too greedy? Do you think it's hurting smaller YouTubers? So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace, Fan Army.